y'all. I know it's been a couple weeks. It's actually been a lot longer than I thought it has, but I'm back. So today I'm going to be talking about something that's pretty pertinent to my life, which is eating. I eat way too much food. You could say I'm an emotional eater, except for it's like every emotion. And it's getting out of control. I've even noticed. This has been kind of a thing in my life for my whole life. Even when I was a kid, like 9 or 10, I had a very large sweet tooth. And it got me into trouble a lot. Summers were always a really fun time. The little fruities, like the flavored Tootsie Rolls. Oh, yeah. And I would just like grab them by the handfuls and take them down to like my toy room and just like stuff my face. And then because I never asked if I could have all those candies, I would hide the wrappers. And then eventually my mom would find out. She'd find them somewhere. They'd be like overflowing somewhere and I'd get into a lot of trouble. But I never learned. It just kind of continued to happen. Not always with like sweets kind of like that, but just anything I took a liking to. It would be stupid things like croutons. Oh, I love croutons. And I would just go through them like crazy. I don't know. So today I'm going to talk about the things that I still eat like a goddamn addict, in the hopes that putting this out there and making myself watch it when I'm editing it and whatnot will kind of help me stop. So I'm just going to start off freshman year of college, just like go through to where I am now. So freshman year, getting ready to come to college, you know, doing all kinds of shopping at home. And one of the shopping things that we did was for like snack foods and whatnot. And so I was going around doing that. I bought Doritos, Chex Mix, stuff like that. And it didn't last me very long. I'll just say that right away. Within like the first 2 weeks. And when I say that, I mean like it was probably in like 3 sittings spaced out over 2 weeks. So that happened. And then not too far into my first semester, there's like a little convenience store in one of the neighboring dorms. And they sell just like snack foods and whatnot. And they had these off-brand Oreo cookies, but they have chocolate and vanilla crackers. And they weren't too spendy, so I bought one once because I love Oreos. And they were amazing. And I ate like one of the packs of those in like a week. And then I bought another one soon after that. And this cycle of buying and eating these little packs of like Oreo cookies just continued for a long time. And it got to the point where I would be eating one of the packs of cookies like in a weekend. I wouldn't even make it like all week. I'd buy it on Friday and I'd be gone by Sunday. It was getting worse. And this is on top of having like normal food for the dorms. And then I came back home for the summer after freshman year and I worked like at home and I kind of went back to having a normal diet. Sophomore year came and we went through another round of shopping for food again. I can't remember where I went the first time, but they had these huge bags of M&Ms. They're so big that they're resealable. And I was like,
yes, yes, I'm gonna get you.
So I bought one at one store. And then we went to Sam's Club so I could get some like bigger bulk items. And they also had a deal on those M&Ms. For some reason I bought a second bag and I didn't really notice it until I actually got to college and I was unpacking everything. It's like, oh wow, I have 2 huge bags of M&Ms. What should I do with them? Oh, I'll eat them. And on a side note, I also bought the fruit snacks, a big bag of Chex Mix, like 5 pounds of gummy bears, popcorn. And so I was like, yeah, I'll just eat these M&Ms, it'll be fine. All these M&Ms will last me a long time. There's a lot of them. The first bag, I think, lasted me a little while at least. But overall, the Chex Mix, both bags of M&Ms. I think I also bought a bag of Doritos as well. Those are all gone by November. I think that I went through the second bag of M&Ms in like 2 weeks. So now we can see that this is getting like pretty out of hand. But I didn't really notice it. It was just like, oh, studying. What am I gonna do while I study?
I'm gonna eat.
And I kept buying those little like packs of cookies. And I kept eating the muffins. And then spring semester, sophomore year, I was beginning to spend more money at like grocery stores. But at the grocery store I went to, they also sold like their own brand of these cookie things. And I think they were cheaper than what I was buying before. They had probably like 50% more cookies. So of course, I'm gonna
Get some.
And that's when the problem really kind of spiraled out of control. I would go to the grocery store on like Friday and I would get like bread, eggs, milk. But I would also grab a pack this big. It would have like 3 rows of cookies in it. And I would eat all of them in that weekend. And that's a lot of just like continuously like eating them. And we'll fast forward into the summer where I stayed actually in Madison and I worked here. Because of that, I was living in a house actually, so I had to buy all of my own food and like cook for myself finally. And so I was going to the grocery store like every week. And on top of buying the normal groceries, I was buying the cookies. And I was still going through an entire pack in a weekend. And on top of that, sometimes if they'd have sale on those big ass bags of M&Ms, I would also buy one of those. And I think that there were a couple weeks during the summer where I actually ate a whole, or at least like 3/4 of a pack of cookies, plus like the entire bag of M&Ms. Like Friday afternoon to Sunday night. That's when I realized that I have a problem. And even recognizing that I had a problem didn't quite fix it. It did a little bit. I wasn't eating quite as much. I was able to stretch out like what I was eating through the week, but I was still eating like an entire pack in a week. And this also has like an odd parallel because over the summer they have a farmer's market. I was buying like kale, tomatoes, it's like a lot of good stuff from there. So it was kind of like I was going through a lot of really healthy foods, but at the same time, like cookies and whatnot. And now we come upon the current school year that I'm in right now. I was kind of on the same dietary regime, but then finally something just kind of snapped. Just general, like I was feeling really lethargic. And also the high amount of chocolate I was eating was really causing me to develop a lot of acne, which I'm still kind of dealing with. And so I started limiting the amount of like snack foods that I was buying for myself. I was also changing the kind of snack foods I was buying. I was just going to buying like animal crackers or graham crackers, stuff that would fill me up, and that helped a lot actually. However, my chocolate addiction, or my chocolate fancy, kind of continued a little while. They had these real nice 3-pound bags of chocolate chips that you could buy. One would make its way into my cart. And so overall, I was going through a lot of that still. So finally, it came to be around like December. And again, something just like snapped and I realized that I would feel a lot better if I wasn't eating so much chocolate. And that was really helpful. Since I made that decision, like Christmas happened, so I got a lot of chocolate from there and I kind of fell off the deep end there. But I haven't like gone out and bought a lot of snack foods and stuff like that. Wait, actually that's a lie. As far as chocolate goes, I haven't. For a couple weeks, there were Doritos on sale. There's just this one kind of Doritos. They're like the spicy sweet chili that I love. So over the course of 2 weeks, I think I bought like 6 bags of Doritos, meaning I bought and ate 6 bags of Doritos. And that was a really dark time for me. However, what prompted me to make this video was last weekend I went to the grocery store and I had to get cereal and actually have the bag in my room. I'll come show it. I bought this beauty. It's supposed to be 36 servings there's currently this much left. I bought this bag Friday evening, and I ate a little bit of it that, like, I had like a couple hours until I had to be at a party. And then Saturday was a rough day. I was in bed all day, and that's when I ate most of this. And this is really the reason behind the title of this video, is the way that I was eating these was just completely ridiculous. Here's another example. This was with Hamburger Helper, which is one of my favorite dinners. And not something that I eat a lot, but it's just kind of like, it's just kind of a way of showing you what happens with me. How ridiculous I am. I'm glad I got that all out. Hopefully this helps. Whenever I'm having a hard time, I'll come and watch this. I feel slightly okayer. This is gonna be a long ass video. Wait, am I wearing any underwear?